Hello. Okay, we had some technical difficulties. So I'm going to really quickly let folks know where I am. So give me just a moment while I do that. Give me just a minute while I do that. Okay, so here's the live. Sorry, you can hear me typing. All right, let's see. There we go. All right. I am. Hello. I didn't even see people were here. Good morning. Perfect. Apologies for the mix-up. I had a few weird switching where these things are going to be posted. So previously, I've been doing these lives on my personal brand's YouTube channel. We're going to be moving them over to the Quick Commuting YouTube channel. And I think there was a bit of a mix-up in that movement. So today, I am live on both my channel and the Quick Commuting YouTube channel. All right. So if you're watching this, yeah, I do like the sound of productivity. Thank you for saying that. If you don't know who I am, my name is Libria Jones. I am the founder of Quick Commuting. We are on a mission to help you find and land remote work. And so one Saturday a month, I do a live Q&A, remote work Q&A session for the masses, for anybody. For the general public, but on a weekly basis, I do these for my full access members. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me make sure my mic is working because somehow it keeps trying to change my mic to my phone. Weirdly. Okay, no, my mic is fine. My mic is fine. Um, so on a weekly basis, I do this for our full access members in our community. I'm going to drop a link to our community really quickly. If you want to join the academy, you can do that at any time. And it's $29.99 a month. But I get with that group on a weekly basis and answer questions about remote work. So I'm here once a month. I'm going to go on Instagram too. I'm going to go live on Instagram also because people like to ask questions on Instagram too. Um, yeah, let me know. What do you guys want to know about remote work? While I wait for you to ask questions, I'm going to let you know that I just did a talk last week. I just did a talk last week at Plugged In Tulsa. I listen. I love visiting Tulsa. Um, actually, you know what? Let me go live on the Quick Commuting page. I've never done that. Let's do that today. Um, I went to Tulsa to do a talk about remote work, and I was supposed to do this presentation, and instead I decided to just do a Q&A and ask people questions. And there's so many people out there that are, unemployed and have been unemployed for a long time, looking for remote work. And there was this one woman who she's been unemployed for a year. She's been unemployed for a year looking for remote jobs. And the advice that I gave her, oops, let me turn my camera around. The advice that I gave her was to start taking matters into her own hands and thinking about being a freelancer. Um, Especially when you've been unemployed for that long. She told me some of the work that she does and has done. She said that she did a lot of operations work and things like that. And so my suggestion to her was start looking at freelancing. And so I'm going to suggest that for anybody who is, feel like they are a victim to the current job market. Consider freelancing. Consider, and you can freelance doing a number of things. You can freelance as a virtual assistant, as an administrative assistant. You can freelance as a bookkeeper. In fact, we have a live recruiter roundtable happening on Tuesday at I think 2 o'clock p.m. where there's a company called Belay Solutions. They actually hire contractors who are virtual assistants and bookkeepers. They're actually also hiring for their company as well. But we're talking to their recruiters live to talk about kind of how you work with them, what their hiring process is like, and things like that. And so that's free. You guys should come to that. If you're watching this on Instagram, if you comment, no, that won't work. If you go to our website, quitcommuting.com, and go to events, you can sign up for that event. It's free to join, and you'll just get to meet some of the recruiters from Belay Solutions, and they'll talk about some of the positions that they're hiring for, what they're looking for, and what their hiring process is. For the folks on YouTube, I'm going to drop the link to that. Okay, it's quitcommuting.com/events. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can always go over to what is it I'm called? What am I trying to say? To the link in our bio. Listen, perimenopause is getting me. I forget words in the middle of talking. All right. So for those of you that are watching, I am here. My name is Libria Jones. I'm the founder of Quit Commuting. I'm on a mission to get you a remote job, friend. So if you're watching this on Instagram, if you're watching this on Quit Commuting's YouTube, if you're watching this on Libria Jones YouTube, feel free to drop some questions. I have no agenda. I have no specific set of things that I'm going to talk through. I just want to answer your questions. I just want to be helpful. I just want to be as helpful as possible. So let me know, how's your remote job search going? What questions do you have? Can a Nigerian apply? Not to Belay. Nigerians cannot apply to Belay Solutions because they're a remote from the US company. But I don't know if you follow me, but I post a lot of companies that hire people from around the world. And if you are a freelancer, you can get jobs no matter where you are, right? As a freelancer, your goal or your focus should just be on, where are you going to find clients, right? So you can use LinkedIn, you can use Upwork, you can use Fiverr, you can use Indeed. Like even if you're going on job boards, a lot of times what people don't fail to do is look for contract roles as freelancers. So as a freelancer, you can work from anywhere. But I also share a lot of companies that hire people from around the world. I think I just posted about one last week. So we share a lot of companies that hire people kind of no matter where they are. And again, if your question is about Belay Solutions, they hire specifically people in the US, but there are companies that hire people all over the world. I think Okosua asked, someone on Instagram asked if you can apply from the UK. I think we have a remote spotlight coming out next week about a company that hires in the UK, Canada, Germany, and a few other places. I think the company is called PandaDoc, if I remember correctly. I just recorded some videos. I just recorded a whole bunch of videos about a bunch of companies that hire people from all over the world. One is PandaDoc. Wikimedia is another company you guys can look into that hires people from around the world. And also 10up. 10up is specifically looking for people that are on a US time zone, but they didn't really say located in the US. They said US time zone. You said the name are on LinkedIn. I don't understand that question. Someone asked me, you said the name are on LinkedIn. I don't know what that means. What I said was, if you are a freelancer, you can get clients on LinkedIn. That's what I said. That's what I said about LinkedIn. I said one way to get clients if you're a freelancer is utilizing LinkedIn. You can also utilize Indeed or any job board to look for contract jobs. I think a lot of times people don't realize that when you're looking for jobs on a lot of these job boards or search engines, that there's a contractor. Oh no, Asua is a person's name that was on Instagram that was asking me a question. That was just a person. Someone asked me a question on Instagram and that was her name. I was trying to pronounce that person's name. But a lot of people don't think to look for contract roles. So you guys can also look for contract roles, especially if you're, here's what I'd say. There's a lot of people who feel kind of what is the word, blocked by the fact that they've been in the market for a long time. The job market sucks right now. It just does. It's better in this phase because we're in a more active hiring season, but it still sucks. And I think it will suck until next year, late this year, next year. Um, and some people feel blocked by the fact that they are older, right? Some people feel like they're victims of ageism. Some people feel like they're blocked because they want to be outside of the US or they live outside of the US or they want to travel outside of the US. And so they feel blocked. And so my answer to that, to all of those, is take matters into your own hands and start thinking about how you can freelance. I bet every one of you has skills. Like, do me a favor, drop a note in the comments and let me know what skills you have. Let me know what skills you have that you think somebody would pay you for. What are the names of the companies again? If you're talking about the companies that I mentioned that I said we have videos coming out for, I said 10 Up, Wikimedia, and PandaDoc. But if you're watching this on YouTube, please follow Quick Commuting on YouTube because we're going to post about these pretty soon. These are the upcoming Work From Anywhere Wednesday spotlights that we have coming up. I'm a sales closer with 2 years of experience. Oh, perfect. That's something you can do from anywhere. And that's something a lot of companies need help with. In fact, look at me, my fake Nigerian accent. In fact, I actually am working with a company and I'm helping them build their sales processes. And so I might actually need some help with some sales. So please connect with me on LinkedIn or Lucci from Instagram. Please connect with me on LinkedIn because I might need your help. Let's talk about it. I'm actually in the process of trying to build out sales operations. And I will need pretty soon, I will need some salespeople. So somebody said that I'm fluent in French. Of course, you could teach French, but there are also companies that hire people who have, what is the word I'm looking for? Who speak multiple languages well. Somebody said cybersecurity. Yep, that's something that you could freelance. Web design and Salesforce administration. That's huge. Being a Salesforce administrator, you can probably get all kinds of contracts doing that. That's huge, actually. Girl, you could really clean up freelancing as a Salesforce administrator. There's a lot of companies who they have Salesforce, but they don't really know how to use it, and they're not using it well. You know what I mean? So you could clean up as a Salesforce administrator. You really could. You should do that. Go do that. I'm telling you to go do that. Let's see what else. Somebody says, I'm a medical assistant with a bachelor's degree in health administration. I don't know how you would freelance as a medical assistant, but there are remote jobs for people in the medical field. If you go to remote.co, there's a whole category just for healthcare. And I think one of our posts on Instagram went viral recently because we talked about a healthcare company that hires people remotely called Rula. That's RULA. Let me see. I've been trying to learn the airport codes. So let me see if I can remember this. It's spelled Romeo Uniform, Lima Alpha. Romeo Uniform Lima Alpha, RULA. They are a healthcare company. Also, SpringWorks Health is a healthcare company as well. But for the people in healthcare, if you go to remote.co, there's 2 remote websites. There's one called remote.co. This is a free job board that is owned by FlexJobs. You guys are probably familiar with FlexJobs. FlexJobs is a paid service. I will tell you, they started posting limited jobs on remote.co because they realized that it was cannibalizing their business. And so there are limited jobs out there. And there's also a lot of, you'll get a lot of pop-ups trying to get you to sign up for FlexJobs. And I honestly think FlexJobs is worth it, right? At least for, a couple of months. But yeah, there's a whole category for healthcare on remote.co. 5 years of customer service experience in general insurance. Customer service is an area that you can freelance. Obviously, you can get full-time jobs in customer service, but I mean, I say this all the time. I think there's opportunity for people to build businesses that do things like, let me give you some examples. Help people set up customer service systems. A lot of small businesses don't really have customer service systems in place. So, and when I say systems, I mean like there's this app called Freshworks that I use for my business. It's actually free. It's a free tool, but a lot of business owners don't have the time to take advantage of setting that up for their business. And what it does is it turns your customer service inbox into a ticketing system, and you can set it up so it automatically can respond to people when they inbox you. It can assign tickets to someone, and you can set up SLAs, which is service line agreements, so that if a ticket stays open for more than a certain amount of time, let's say you don't want a ticket open for more than 48 hours. If the ticket's open for more than 48 hours, you can set it to escalate to someone. You can also set it up where if someone says certain keywords, you can have autoresponders set on. So if somebody says a keyword like refund, you can set it up to automatically respond and explain how you get a refund. And a lot of small businesses need that, but don't have the time to set that up. So, if I were in customer service, that's a service that I will offer. I would go learn something like Freshworks and set it up for people. And then to take it a step further, here's something that I was thinking about doing this week that I really just don't have time for. But I put it on my calendar as like on my calendar. I put it in my project plan as like a backlog item to go create a Chat GPT customer service Chat GPT for my business, so that when people come to my site, if they have certain questions, the GPT can answer it for them. So I can go and put frequently asked questions in this GPT, right? And if people ask certain questions, it will tell them, and I can tell the GPT, if you don't have the answer, then tell them to email us, right? That's something that if I were in customer service, I would learn how to do that and go start setting that stuff up for people. Oh, and going back to Freshdesk, you can also create like articles in there. So, if you ever go to a company's website and you have questions and you click on support, a lot of times they have this thing where they've got frequently asked questions and you just click on something and it opens up an article that gives you directions and information on how to do that. You can set that kind of stuff up for people. So that's an option for you to freelance as a customer service person, right? Put that together, create a portfolio, create an example, and start reaching out to small businesses and saying, "Hey, I can set this up for you. It's probably on your someday list. I can make it on your I can get it checked off of your now list. Let's make it a today thing." You know what I'm saying? Look, I even gave you marketing. um I received that about Salesforce. Thank you. When you say contracts, are you talking about contracts through a firm? No, I'm saying when you go to Indeed and you look for jobs, Indeed or any website, and you look for jobs, there's a filter, a drop down that says job type. Most people assume they're looking for full-time work, but it says full-time, part-time, contracts, temporary. Those are options. So look for contract. Look for the word contract, because people hire contractors as well. And major companies hire contractors. I can tell you right now that companies like Lululemon, Starbucks, they use Salesforce and they hire contractors all the time. Now, I will say major companies like Lululemon, Salesforce, they hire contractors through other firms. Like you have to own a business. They can't hire an independent contractor. So you have to basically run a business that they can onboard. But yeah, is there a fee to use ChatGPT? Yes, if you want to create GPTs, there is a fee. I think it's like $20 a month. 20, I said that fast. It's $20 a month. What can I do as a health coach remotely? I don't know what kind of health coach you are. I don't know what that means. Are you saying a fitness coach? Are you saying a nutrition coach? Are you saying literal medical? I need more details. But if you are any kind of health coach, you could offer telehealth services, but you are going to have to market yourself if you're going to do that, right? You've got to build credibility online. People have to know that you're a health coach, right? You probably follow a bunch of health coaches. Like my health coach my nutrition coach works remotely. Um, yeah, I send her pictures of my food, and she makes pretty good money too. I mean, I pay her good money. I'll say that. But you could do a number of things. So I guess my question to you is, what have you been doing up to this point? And What have you been thinking about doing? I guarantee you everything you're thinking about doing, you can probably do remote, right? So you can have one-to-one sessions with people. You can give people, one of my friends, she's a nutritionist and she helps people understand what foods work and don't work for them. But she does this remotely. Like she tells you what labs to go take, or she'll send the labs to you. You take them, you drop them off somewhere, and then she has a consultation with you to walk through what those labs are. She builds nutrition plans. Like you can coach people, you can create courses that people can take. You know what? Like women over 40 right now is such a great market. Like if you were to get into helping women over 40 figure out their um like what their nutrition should be to stop the visceral fat, you would be a godsend. Or helping people decipher what types of nutrition plans they should be on, because everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna do intermittent fasting, oh, I'm gonna do keto, or I'm gonna do the Galveston diet. Like helping people decipher those things. Like you could do so much stuff, so much stuff. Can you talk more about why you like flex jobs? Yeah, I can talk more about why I like flex jobs. I'm gonna say this. Um, Flex jobs, I think a lot of people have a problem with the idea of paying to get access with job boards, which I understand and I don't at the same time. So, number one, I understand it because there's so many free job boards out there. Why am I paying for one? Right? I don't understand it because we spend money on all kind of crazy things. So, I'm just going to ask y'all, how many of you went grocery shopping last week and then got home and ordered Uber Eats or DoorDash? Like, how often do we do stuff like that? Right. So I feel like if you can spend $50 on brunch, you can spend $30, to get access to more detailed remote jobs. Right. The reason that I like flex jobs is one, their rate of scams is a lot lower than you'll see anywhere else. Their filtering is really good too. So they have what I mean by filters is, how you're searching for something and you can go, you can go to the top of the site and you can like drill down into the things that you care about. Their filtering is some of the best that I've seen across search engines. Um, so it gets you closer to what you need, what you want. And a lot of people are looking for customer service type remote jobs or entry level remote jobs. And those can be very susceptible to scams. And Flex Jobs does a really good job of due diligence on their posts. So that's that's one of the reasons I like Flex Jobs. Second reason I like Flex Jobs is while everybody feels like you're spending money for a job board, what you are missing is they actually have a lot more than that. So they have resources for their members. They do events all the time. I'm actually trying to build my own version of Flex Jobs, to be honest with you. Our community is basically modeling after Flex Jobs. So they have a whole bunch of events that they offer, and they offer coaching. So their members get coaching. Like if you pay for a membership, you actually get coaching as well. So you can meet with the coach. And I think a lot of people, all they see is I'm paying for a job board. And it's actually more than that. They have templates, they have all kinds of stuff that becomes available to you as a member. And I think people just miss that because all you think is, why am I paying for this job board when Indeed is free? Right. But you're missing that there are other things. Actually, here, let me see what is included in a Flex Jobs membership. Let me see what that is. And then, but yeah, so career coaching, resume review services, skills testing, information on employers, and a 30-day money back guarantee if you don't find a suitable job. So you even get your money back after 30 days if you don't find a suitable job. So I think it's worth it. Thanks for asking that. What other questions do you guys have? We've got about 2 more minutes. I want to let you know in this 2 minutes, if you do not follow Quit Commuting on Instagram or YouTube, please. Yeah. Somebody said that they used Flex Jobs for a few months, but really didn't leverage it. That's usually the case. People are like, oh, this was a waste. And I'm like, you probably didn't use the benefits of it, right? Number one, nobody can guarantee you a job. Literally nobody can guarantee you a job. And if they could, they wouldn't charge you $39. If I could guarantee you a job, I'd charge you probably 10. $10,000 if I could guarantee you a job. You know what I'm saying? No one can guarantee you a job. And so people are like, oh, this was a waste of time because I didn't get a job. And it's honestly a waste of money because you didn't really use it, is my point, right? You have to actually use it and not just to search for jobs. Because let me tell you what most of y'all do. I'm about to call y'all out real quick. What a lot of y'all will do is when you're bored or when you're mad at your job, you will go and look for jobs. You'll save them and then you don't apply for them. That's one. So you're wasting the money because you're not actually applying for jobs and you're not looking for jobs on like a cadence that allows you to really find suitable positions for you to apply for. You're just doing it when you ain't got nothing else to do. You sit in front of TV and Love is Blind is not that interesting because nobody is likable this season. Or Brenda at work pissed you off. So now you're like, I'm gonna go look for a job. So now you're like rage searching. And then you see something, you're like, oh, this looks interesting. And then you save it and be like, I'm gonna come back and apply for this. I'm gonna update my resume and come back and apply for this. And then you never do. So you wasted your money because you actually are not truly using it and applying for jobs. And two, you're not even using all of the other benefits that they have. The other benefits include coaching and resume reviews and all this other stuff. So yeah, it's a waste of money if you're not gonna use it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, the new quit. Somebody asked me, "What am I excited about with the new quit community?" Quit community. It's really hard to say. The new QC community. So thank you for bringing this up. We are in the process of updating our community features and location. We're currently on an app called Mighty Networks, and we are moving to an app called Circle. I'm excited about it because the user experience is a lot easier than Mighty Networks. In my opinion, the user experience is a lot easier, and the back end is going to be a lot easier for my team. Like if we ever want to do a sale or a discount, it's easier for us to facilitate that for you guys. And then I'm also excited about some of the ways that we are shifting the community that have nothing to do with platform. So our plan next year is to bring in more coaches so that you can get one-to-one coaching. Our plan is also to have more cadenced workshops from our existing coaches so that you're starting to build relationships with people that understand you and know your journey. Um, and you're used to seeing, kind of the same people on a regular basis. We're hoping to get more into in-person activities. So another thing I'm excited about is we're going to be bringing on city ambassadors for our major locations that will help you guys understand like what career activities are going on in your locations that you should be at, that you should participate in. We're going to be doing a lot more like side by side, like networking activities. Mirroring is important. So a lot of times we get on a call and we'll just apply for jobs together. So I'm really excited about a lot of that. Hi, Phoenix. We're talking, this is just a remote work Q&A. People are asking questions and I'm answering. Someone said, love your newsletter. My favorite at the moment. Oh yeah. So I do a newsletter and I think Maya is talking about my newsletter for my personal brand for Libria Jones, not for Quit Commuting. Although the Quit Commuting newsletter is pretty good too. But I have my own personal newsletter that I send out every Sunday. And it's just me being relatable, y'all, because life be life and I be trying to share all about it. Will I ever do the Quit Commuting Conference again? We are expecting to have a Quit Commuting Conference next year. That is the plan. September of next year, we are planning to do a Quit Commuting Conference. So, yes. Thank you guys for hanging out. Do me a favor. Make sure that you are following us on Instagram and on YouTube. Quit Commuting. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube. We share a lot of content. We'll be sharing a lot more. And we have something very exciting coming up at the end of the year. I know that's like a super teaser because like the end of the year is 2 months away. But we're going to do something really big. Like 2025 is your year. We got to get you a remote job in 2025. I mean, I'd like to get you one before this year ends, to be honest. Happy to do that as well. But also, we are going to be super focused in 2025. And I'm looking forward to all the things that we're going to be offering you guys. Do you know much about remote work available to those of us in the African region? Switzerland. I'm about to get off because it's 11:30, but we talked about this at the beginning. you need to look for companies that are remote first companies that hire people from everywhere. I post a lot. Like I think every Friday we post a list of companies that hire people outside of the US. Um, and I'll just throw a few names out there really quickly. But we also have a list of 50 remote first companies that you can get if you go to the link in our bio. You can sign up for the list of 50 remote first company. In our course, we have a list of 250 places you can find remote work. But real quick, I'm gonna just throw out a couple names. Wikimedia, Salesforce hires people all over the world. Remote hires people all over the world. PandaDoc hires people in the UK. GitLab hires people all over the world. There's plenty of companies that do this. So I suggest you head to the link in our bio after I end this live in like 2 seconds and grab our list of 50, but also make sure you're following us and just, looking at the content because we share every week, we share companies that hire people outside of the US. Cool. All right, guys. Have a good Saturday. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye, everybody.